Greetings, I'm Stachelin, and 2 years ago, Helldivers 2 released, and many YouTubers made their videos on the game. Memes flooded the internet, the game exploded, servers were so full, and there was so much liberty-filled patriotism that at times there were no missions to go to, at all. Every planet, every mission was done. There were just simply... On the first few weeks of launch, the server size had to be increased, and even then, there still were more players trying to get on than servers could handle. It was crazy. However, in the 2 years since this game is originally released, 7 billion loyal Helldivers have lost their lives. A truly terrible number. But many billions of enemies have been vanquished, and trillions of bullets fired in the course of righteous liberation. And it greatly offsets the cost of those 7 billion Helldivers. Offensives have been made, successes and failures, the resurgence of old enemies, and even a movie. Yes, a movie. Which, 100%, you should watch it. It's fantastic. It's called For Liberty. I'll leave a link in the description. It deserves your watch. The game is steeped in fantastic world building. A world, while democratic and exuding liberty, is at times fatal with the lives of its citizens and soldiers. But it is so full of liberty to the point that there is a little bit of galactic surveillance, just a bit. There are the reporting of dissident behavior and democracy officers, and the existence of CO1 permits. CO-1 specifically. Systems and ideas reminiscent of the NKVD and Stasi and other Secret Service police forces in history. To say that this dev team likes satire is a little bit of an understatement, but the dedication to the lore and fans, it makes the game so great. The community of this game is hilarious, and we will talk about that. I bet you that in the comment section of this video, just because I just said those things, there are going to be people saying for managed democracy and that they're going to report me to their democracy officer because I compared their surveillance of dissidents to its real-life communist counterparts. The problem being the communist comparison. Managed democracy is the way of life for all citizens of Super Earth, a system based on old democracy, which is the democracy you think of today. After a great planetary war, the Federation of Super Earth was the only nation with any real staying power left around. From there, they had to rebuild and even expand. Managed democracy, of course, perfect in every way, removes the burden of self-governance from the people govern and gives it to the government in order to make it so that citizens are not so overexerted in their own systems and functionalities. Let the people who have the resources handle it, right? By the year 2084, the First Galactic War had been raging for 40 years. This places the First Galactic War as having began in 2044. This year is the date at which Helldivers 1 began. 2084, not 2044. Fighting cyborgs, bugs, and the Illuminate. Super Earth would be victorious in this war, because victory was in no doubt, of course. Never in doubt, in fact. Having won the war, peace returned to Super Earth. The Terminids, bugs, were kept in control by the aptly named Terminid Control System, the cyborgs were kept under surveillance, and the Illuminate banished back to their domain. Peace for our time, it would seem. In 2184, war would again descend upon Super Earth. The Terminids, having broken free, and new automatons, now fought against Super Earth. The cursed children of the cyborgs fought a century earlier. For a time it was just these two. However, the Illuminate would arrive again in their undemocratic and hive mind zombifying fashion. Sieged on 3 fronts, defenses failed, and the battle for Super Earth would begin. In some of the harshest fighting the war had seen so far, the Battle of Super Earth was a victorious defense. We had repelled the enemy from our home. But now it was time to make a decision. High Command was at an impasse. Do we attack, or do we continue to defend and rebuild, wait for their second attack? Well, let me tell you, one of those options is not very democratic. It's time for an offensive, they decided. Now we stand sieging Cyberstan, the automaton and cyborg homeworld. And the planet is cold. It's desolate, most of all lacking managed democracy. And now, during Operation Valid Pretext, the operation designed for us to take Cyberstan and finally destroy the automaton threat. We near the limits of our reserves. Funds, reinforcements, morale. The evilness of the cyborgs is truly appalling, and it has been hard to cleanse from the surface of the planet. As I write this, only 92 million of the budgeted 270 remain. That being reinforcements. Truly, it's a terrifying sight. It is awful to see. But I tell you, my friends in democracy, do not lose hope. Liberty is with us, and for this fact, failure cannot endure. We push forward, for there is no other option. We advance, for there is no alternative. And truly, I say to you, we will have victory, for death is a preferable alternative to communism. I don't want to necessarily just cover the basics of the game. That's been done time and time again. In fact, I'd be 2 years late to it anyway to do so. Honestly, as I was writing this, I wasn't sure what all I wanted to say. But I realize now a little bit more of what this game is and what I want to say about it. Yes, it's a 4-person co-op shooter. Yes, it's a kill-em-all horde shooter. Yes, it's a fun time to goof off with your friends, if you have friends to play this game. I have been solo diving on Cyberstan. I'm really ready to quit playing this game at times. In many games, friendly fire is only funny once, but for some reason, not in Helldivers. Friendly fire is somehow kinda always funny. I don't know why, but when Russian Badger described this game in such a way, I thought he was lying. I honestly thought he was. I thought, oh, he's just having fun because of who he's playing with. But no, he was right. Friendly fire's kinda always funny. I don't know how, but this game makes it. This game uses political satire, but completely unseriously, and is totally willing to laugh at itself, and it's really refreshing. They don't take themselves seriously. The community does at times, but even then, being serious is just a means to an end to make the joke funnier, right? It's just committing to the bit harder. And while I want to come up with or find a single factor that makes this game truly what it is, to answer what this game is, why is it the way it is, it's hard to do. There is not one single factor that does so. The community is absolutely one of them. The dev team is another. Really, everything in this game, it is beyond just the sum of its parts. And the sum of everything is far greater than the parts themselves. Everything in this game, from the writing, to the design, to the gameplay, the community, the people who made it, they all add to it in their own unique ways, and it makes the game great. Why did the community take to this game so hard? It is hard to say. In fact, the devs were not even prepared for the amount of players on launch. Like I said, they had to later expand the server size, the maximum server size, because there were too many people. The devs were not ready for the ferocity with which the community formed around the game and formed within the game. But I want to leave this question to you. What do you think is the reason for Helldivers feeling the way it does? What do you think makes it so special? I've given you what I think, what I have to say on the matter. I want to know what you think. But with that, all I have left to say is, I love this game, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, dropping a comment down below, answer my question. Also, let me know what you want to see in other videos. Let me know if you do want to see a video breaking down the For Liberty movie. I would be happy to watch it again for the sake of a video. I watch it like every 2 weeks at this point, just whenever I'm eating, working on stuff. It's a great movie. I'm getting sidetracked. A special thank you to all the Patreon members, of course, who I'd say currently keep the lights on, but I don't have any paid Patreon members. But that's besides the point. You could be the first paid Patreon member if you wanted to. Tiers start at $1 a month. Consider checking it out. But anyhow, guys, thank you for listening to me rant. I must be off. Bye, guys.